The great lock-in of 2025. It is officially my favorite time of year, winter arc season. This is when everybody's summer fun is officially over and we are starting to think about how much time we have left in the year, what our New Year's goals list look like, and how we can now lock in and focus to achieve as much as we can before a new year and era of our lives begin in 2026. Now, unpopular opinion, but I think everybody's lock-in should look completely different. This is because it needs to be personalized and tailored to who you are, what your goals are, what your lifestyle looks like, etc. As well as your yearly struggles. What are the things that you're always missing out on or that you feel like you trip up on that now you can incorporate certain steps or routines that help you avoid those pitfalls. Copying somebody else's routine on TikTok just because it looks aesthetic and disciplined and motivating is no use to you. So an example of this, I've already made my personalized list of lock-in rules for this last quarter of the year, and I'm going to be sharing that exact list later on in the video. But one of the things I've put on there is really focusing on having a whole foods diet and working on my inflammation. I am a girl who has a lot of intolerances and they are not fun. They are very hard. Dairy, sugar. I'm also cutting out gluten as well now. That is such a big focus for me at the end of this year because it's been a struggle for me for a long time. It's something that I haven't been the most disciplined on. So now I'm locking in for these next few periods to see how far I can take it and how disciplined I can stay on my dietary requirements so that I can look after my body in the best way possible. Remember, a winter arc lock-in is about choosing a handful of things that you can 100% go in on and focus on, not trying to rush to the end of the year, trying to do 101 things just because everybody else is doing them and saying that they're good, okay? You have all of 2026 to make a whole new vision board of goals. What can you 100% dedicate yourself on through this winter period? And that is exactly why I am here with today's video, 10 of the best, most efficient steps to master your lock-in period. These are the pieces of advice everybody needs to carry with them, regardless of what their goals are for the next 3 months. This is what's going to help you lock in, stay consistent, and motivated. Right before we get into the video, it's only right that I quickly mention my self-obsessed journals. These are guided journals that help you with self-growth and mastering manifestation. I poured all of my research and life lessons into these journals, everything I've learned in creating my dream life over the last 5 years. You can check it out via the link in my description. Growth is all about becoming your best self through actions, goal setting, progress checks. Manifestation is all about becoming your dream self purely through thoughts, mindset, and rewiring your beliefs about yourself. No actions, no goal setting, no doing, just believing and thinking. If you've already got one of these or you're thinking of getting one, comment down below and let me know which one you think is best for you. I also want to thank BetterHelp, who are the paid partners of today's video. To be completely honest and vulnerable, I had been struggling with a big issue of mine regarding my family for a number of years, and it was the type of problem that I didn't feel comfortable opening up to just anybody in my life, especially my friends. It was something I felt quite emotional opening up about and talking about, but the few times that I had decided to tell other members of my family about it, I just always was met with the worst, most invalidating advice ever. And I just wanted to say this because I know exactly what it's like to ask people for help and advice and open up to them and then be left feeling 10 times worse and even more alone because of that. Looking back over the years of dealing with that problem and healing myself slowly year by year, I can truly say therapy is what helped propel me from being this scared girl who never wanted to talk about this problem or open up about it or even acknowledge it, to actually being able to get to a better place with my mental health and my mindset and how I approach it, how I deal with it, and how I think about it. And it's all thanks to the therapist I got matched with the first time on BetterHelp. I actually tried in-person therapy many years ago and didn't quite gel with the therapist, and so I'd given up. I just felt like the whole process of trying to find a therapist in the first place was just so time-consuming and so difficult. I didn't want to go through it again. But when I signed up to BetterHelp and they matched me with a therapist within 48 hours that was best suited to my needs based on the answers I gave in the questionnaire when I went on the website, I just felt so much more hopeful that now I'd had a person that was matched to me based on my problems. And I actually had such a great experience with her week on week when I was opening up to her about this problem. She helped me make so much progress that I couldn't make before because she actually held a safe space for me to be able to talk about this problem. But then also, as the sessions progressed, she actually challenged some of my viewpoints and perspectives, and I really really needed that. It's such a great online therapy service platform that is completely catered to your needs and your convenience. You can have your therapy sessions via phone call, text messages, or video call. Anytime that suits you. It's super flexible. And for whatever reason, if you do want to change therapist, you can at no extra cost. So I highly, highly recommend. If you can relate and you've been through a similar situation to me and you're looking for the right advice, somebody with an unbiased opinion, then definitely go to betterhelp.com and try it out. You guys can actually get 10% off your first month using my code on the screen and below in the description. Therapy changed my life and I continuously go back to it in different seasons of my life, and I recommend you do the same. Okay, 10 steps to master your lock-in. Let's get straight into it. Number 1, environment creates flow. As soon as I learned this step when creating my own routines and trying to be my most productive self, it changed the game, and it's literally so easy. It's one ritual that you do once and it sorts you out for such a long period of time. What I mean by environment creates flow is you need to create your daily environment, whether that be your apartment or your workspace, an environment that helps you flourish in your productivity and helps you function 10 times better, either from the way that you organize things or place things in a room. One thing I started with was completely cleaning out my computer, because even seeing the clutter on my screen was just mentally affecting me. But then also downloading the relevant productivity apps that would help me organize my messy calendar schedule into time blocked chunks that helped me feel more motivated to get through my day and know exactly what I had to attack and when. One app I love to use for this is Structured. Another way I upgraded my environment is reorganizing my kitchen cupboards to make healthier eating even easier. So every single morning I have a protein shake for breakfast, and I have all my different supplements, and I add collagen into it and chia seeds and Brazil nuts and all of these good things, and I all keep them on one shelf so I know this is my breakfast shelf. I'm never gonna forget it. It's so easy for me to grab this in the morning and never miss out on this. Same with my supplements. I organize it into a little supplement case every single Sunday, so every day it's quick, it's easy, I can tip it out, and it's a habit that I can never forget because I've made it easier and I've integrated it into my normal routine. When I'm opening my kitchen cupboards, getting things out, I see it immediately and I won't forget it. Another idea is, where do you place your workout clothes in your bedroom? Are they easy to access? Are they easy to find? Do you have matching sets that make it more exciting and makes you look forward to actually going to the gym and working out? A weird thing I personally do, I added hooks in my bathroom and I've put like my favorite pajamas / silk robes in there. One, because that's just a key pillar in my morning routine and it makes me excited to do my morning routine because I'm like in my cute feminine pajamas looking all good every morning. But two, it just helps me romanticize my life, and I think it's really important to add that magic and enjoyment back into your daily routine, whether it's through what you wear or the morning routine you do, like wearing your LED mask or having a matcha first thing. Another thing I've done is I upgraded my alarm clock to the Hatch alarm clock. This is helping me stabilize my circadian rhythm. It's honestly been a game changer in helping me get up way earlier, and it's made my mornings a lot more pleasant instead of waking up to pure violence from a phone alarm. The Hatch alarm is like such an upgrade. But on top of this, I've just been keeping a stack of books on my bedside table, meaning it's a lot easier for me to fall asleep earlier. Just like that, I've reinvented my space and made it revolve around the best version of myself. So I have no choice but to be her. It's really something you need to be intentional about and think about. And I honestly think this is the first step to a lock-in. I want you to assess your bedroom, your kitchen, your living space, and think, where are the blockages and where are the certain parts of my space that are preventing me from being the next level of her that I want to become. This links into step number 2, set friction against every sabotage habit. Collectively, as humans, this is super normal, but every single time we try to create change, there are always those little habits or tendencies we have that just drag us right back to where we started. And before you know it, you're living your old life again, and you're like, why can't I change? Every single time I try, I just end up right back to square one. And it's simple, really. It's all because of the familiarity, routines, comfort, and habits that we've developed over the years that are too hard to shake because they are ingrained in either our lifestyle, our environment, the people around us, or just our regular routines. So your sabotage habit that could be leading you right back to square one instead of letting you progress to the next level could be scrolling, it could be ordering takeout instead of cooking, it could be constantly snacking on junk food in your kitchen cupboards. So now, to take a step back and stop the sabotage before it progresses and kicks us back to square one, but instead keep moving on, we need to set in place a new habit that's going to be the friction between the old self and the new self so that we can actually move on. So for example, if your sabotaging habit is skipping the gym because the weather's cold and you don't want to go outside, invest in a walking pad. Fun fact, this is actually exactly what I did. Kept it in my living room, and then whenever I wanted to watch my show, I just get my steps in every single day. Another hack I love is After every single meal, you should walk on the walking pad for 10 minutes because it's really good for your digestion, it's really good for your health, and it actually helps reduce your blood sugar spike after you eat. If your sabotage habit is scrolling, trust me, I've been there. It was the thing that used to keep me in bed for too long or prevent me from actually progressing on my work tasks throughout the day. Then you should create a fun, enjoyable morning routine that you can't wait to start as soon as you get up. And then you just set a time limit where you can't go on your phone until you're an hour into your day or once you finish your morning routine. And this links into step number 3. The lock-in must be enjoyable. None of this
hustle harder, you gotta suffer to be disciplined and be like all of the guys out here who are just waking up at 3 a.m. and don't need any sleep.
Please. That is literally so unnecessary because the girlies can get what they want and look good while they do it and enjoy life throughout the process. And I know that because I've achieved that. And this is how. 1, you need to understand, what do I dread about my week or my habits or my goals and why? And then how can I avoid or counteract that? So for example, I literally hate cooking, but I need to cook in order to meet my dietary requirements and be the healthiest, best version of myself. Okay, if I need to cook but I hate it, what do I hate about cooking that I can avoid? I personally think it's so time consuming. It's a bad return on investment. I hate that every single day I have to walk up to the kitchen and actually spend so much time in there just to prepare myself a meal. That is exactly what gets me back to the sabotaging habit of always ordering takeout. So I've made my lock-in a little bit more fun and easy by starting to meal prep every single Sunday. I'll chop up my ingredients like my sweet potatoes, I'll season them, store them in the fridge, and then it's literally just a case of chucking it in the air fryer every single day and my meals are done. Every single time I eat my home cooked meals with my specific meal plan that I've planned out for my dietary requirements and my health goals, I feel so good. The literal only friction is the amount of time I have to spend standing in the kitchen, and now I've solved that. Another example, I used to literally hate going to the gym, never been a gym girly. Now I look forward to it every single day. 1, because I've actually been learning new workout routines by different girls on TikTok, and it's like really spiking my dopamine and making me just feel rewarded because I'm doing hard things and learning new things in the process. 2, I have built up and invested in a cute collection of workout wear that I can't wait to put on in the morning. And then 3, it's not just wake up and go to the gym, it's like a whole routine built around the gym that makes it easier to go to. So I don't do the wake up, go to the gym straight away. It's too intense for me. And the last thing I want to think about the second I've woken up and I'm still groggy is I gotta leave the house all of a sudden and lift a bunch of weights. No, I like to wake up, spend time doing my skincare, have a nice slow morning with my breakfast, I meditate, I do my manifestation journal, and then the gym is the last part in my routine. And once I do that, I either go and grab an iced matcha or a juice, I'll go on a walk and just look around the city for a bit, listening to my favorite music, and then come home and ease into my day. Step 4 is so underrated, and that's energy is everything. Ever since I started thinking about where my energy was growing and where it was leaking and how I could protect it best as I could with everything I was doing in a day, I feel like my life just changed. Because sometimes you don't even realize it, but energy protection is literally the difference between waking up and not understanding why you feel sad and you just can't focus versus being in a flow state, getting through everything, feeling like you're on top of the world and you are that boss girl. So how can we protect and assess our energy? It's all about understanding what your personal energy takers versus energy savers are. So a big energy taker, especially for me, is social media. We all know how it can feed into that self-doubt and downward spiral of comparison. For me, it just puts way too many ideas in my head and I just feel overwhelmed. Plus, it is the biggest example of being addicted to cheap dopamine. You are constantly getting new information, new dopamine spikes. And when you get access to that much in such a short amount of time, no wonder it's so hard to focus on a long task and piece of work. Energy savers are journaling and meditating, your specific manifestation rituals that you love, which help you feel more positive, self-assured, and confident after you do them, as well as exercise and time outdoors, which also replenish your energy. So it's really important to remember that. And when you're creating your morning routine or your night routine, it's really important to figure out what are your energy savers and incorporate as much of that as you can, but also take a step back, evaluate what's depleting your energy. Is it a person in your life? Is it a habit you have? Is it a place that you go? Is it something that's in your room reminding you of an old time in your life that is stressing you out on a daily basis or reminding you of a past version of you? And cut that out of your life. Step number 5 is take a dopamine detox. This is my favorite step because it's actually something I'm personally working through on my journey right now. Essentially, this winter arc dopamine detox means cutting out the cheap dopamine from your life that is keeping you distracted. So examples of this are spending hours scrolling, eating junk food or snacks snacking just because you want to, impulsive shopping, late night streaming, or just constantly consuming media and TV. Those are all examples of cheap dopamine that we want to start stepping away from and instead introduce more slow dopamine to start training our brain to crave deep focus instead of instant pleasure all the time. E.g., cooking instead of ordering out, or reading instead of binging a Netflix TV show every single night. You're then resetting your reward system to make discipline more natural in your life. And as you're moving through this process and you're resisting the urge to scroll through your TikTok, even though you want to, and this is so important, you're gonna want to do it, but just because you want to do it doesn't mean you should do it, okay? So let's say you're about to scroll TikTok and you stop yourself in the process and you're like, you know what, no, I'm gonna go for a walk instead, or I'm gonna read a few pages instead, or I'm gonna walk on my walking pad instead. You are rewiring your brain for long-term success, and you are building yourself and your mind into the type of person that could spend 4 or 5 hours writing an essay and not be distracted or procrastinating. Okay, now we're getting into the thick of it. Step number 6, set your game plan. You need to choose one core outcome to achieve by the end of 2025, not 20, okay? We are not going back to our goals list that we set at the beginning of the year or stressing about our vision board and needing to achieve everything and being a perfectionist all at once, because I promise you it's not realistic. And if you start setting yourself unrealistic goals, you're gonna feel badly about yourself, your self-esteem is gonna plummet, and then you're gonna be in this endless cycle of self-sabotage where you're like, I don't trust myself anymore because I set myself all of these goals and then I didn't achieve them. It's not even your fault. It wasn't even realistic in the first place. So let's not do that to ourselves and instead set some small, actionable, achievable goals that we can actually complete, build that self-trust and better relationship with ourselves and our confidence in the process. So this is where we go into writing your personal list of lock-in rules. Now, you can either choose 1 to 2 big core goals for these last 3 months, or you can choose 6 to 7. That's personally what I've done because some of mine are just a little bit smaller than the others. So I'm gonna share with you mine. Here they are. And another way to think when you're writing this list is you're gonna have your bigger weekly/monthly focuses on what you want to achieve for this lock-in, e.g. whether it be a work project like me, or always having a social plan or networking event scheduled in every single week or once a month. And then you're gonna have your daily non-negotiables that you need to focus on as well. In my case, taking supplements, making sure that I'm going to a workout class or going to the gym every single day, and especially in my case, eating whole foods and just focusing on lowering inflammation. So while you're writing this list, make sure that you break it up into what am I focusing on weekly versus what are my daily non-negotiables. If your list is maybe mostly education or work-based, then break it down even further on how you're going to attack that goal day by day. Is it trying to work towards a business that you're trying to build just 1 hour a day at 8 p.m. once you've had dinner every single day? That is a non-negotiable. You show up at that time every single day, and I think that's a really nice way to stay consistent and make sure that you're always clocking in. Step number 7, manifest like a pro. Remember, your brain believes repetition, not desire. Your subconscious mind does not care what you want, okay? It does not care what you're wishing for and what you're explaining to your friends about who you hope to become one day. Your subconscious mind locks on to what you are continuously repeating in here and out here. And that is exactly why I always say, the more that you act like it's already done, the faster you collapse time and become the version of yourself you've always wanted to be. Essentially, the more that you keep repeating the belief that you are the version of yourself you keep dreaming about rather than just saying you want to become them, the more that you are acting in accordance with that version of yourself, the faster you are going to become them. There are so many different ways to accomplish this. It could be affirmations. Visualizing is a great one, okay? Like imagining your life like a movie before you go to bed every night, living out your dream life. Scripting is another great one, but scripting in terms of law of assumption, where you are assuming that you living the dream life succeeded and achieved all of the things you wanted to have already come true. You're writing in the present tense as if all of your goals have been achieved, because scripting equals identity rewiring. If you have no idea where to start on this, I do have so many different videos on my channel that will help you master manifestation, but also everything I just spoke about and more is all laid out for you in my Obsessed with Manifesting journal. That was the aim of this journal, to help everybody master all of the most important techniques when it comes to mastering manifestation, rewiring your identity, and becoming someone you never thought you could be. But truthfully, I don't care if you get the journal, okay? That's just a recommendation. You can absolutely do it without the journal. It's all about mastering your mindset. And the most important thing, I don't want you to go into this lock-in and just think,
I need to work and hustle harder 10 hours every single day, no breaks, no weekends off.
Yes, working hard is important, but it pays off so much more when you pair it with manifestation, and you are doing yourself a huge disservice if you do not learn and practice manifestation and mastering your mind, because you could be putting in all of the work, but if you are someone who self-doubts and speaks down on yourself and heavily criticizes yourself, you're just throwing away all of that hard work every single day. And the worst part is you don't even know it because you don't understand manifestation. Step number 8, weekly reviews and course corrections. What do I mean by course corrections? This is about, on a weekly basis, asking yourself, why did I mess up on this thing? Or / where did I mess up on this thing this week that, I procrastinated on this thing, or another week passed by and I didn't add to or contribute to that skill or habit? That's the weekly review part. And now, what is the strategy I can implement to make sure I don't do that again for the following week? That right there is the course correction. And that process is what helps you avoid turning your pitfalls into this endless self-sabotaging cycle, which keeps you stuck in the same identity that you don't even want forever. Having said that, while you are going to be, checking on your progress and seeing where you went wrong, I think it's really important for you to also recognize, what are my wins? I've seen so many people fall into the trap of, I've been working hard and I've been eating good, but I just haven't been to the gym, and then I didn't do this, and I haven't been networking enough, and they just hyperfixate on all of the things they're doing wrong, even though they have a great pile of wins over here. Maybe it's not a big pile of wins, but it's still good, and they're still achieving some stuff, but they're too focused on everything they're not doing that they are killing their self-concept and confidence, and they are still self-sabotaging despite all the work they've already put in. So please remember to celebrate yourself, because focusing on your wins builds that self-trust, builds that confidence, and gives you momentum to keep going and trusting yourself to keep pushing higher. And again, if you want help with this, the Obsessed with Growth journal is all about that. It has weekly progress check pages to help you with this habit and make sure you remember to do it. Step number 9, challenge your identity. I'm gonna keep this one real simple because I've spoken about it so many times and I've touched on it already in the video. Doing the work alone is not enough if you still believe yourself to be the insecure, timid, unsuccessful version of yourself that you had been for so long. Even though your lifestyle looks different and you're trying to be different, if your beliefs are still rooted in who you used to be, you are never gonna move anywhere and you are never gonna make any change. We already know that. So instead, for this tip, I wanna give you an example of what challenging your identity means. And this is personally something that I've been practicing and how I've been doing it. So as we all know, one of my biggest goals that I've really been struggling with and I'm locking in on is just eating better. So I have a sugar intolerance and dairy intolerance, which basically means no, I can never have dessert. Does that mean I haven't had dessert for years? No. I'm very lenient on myself for some reason, and I'm trying to stop that, because this isn't just like, oh, I'm trying to be healthy and like have a diet. No, me having sugar and dairy literally is so much inflammation for my body. It's so bad for me. And I haven't ever been consistent on honoring those intolerances because I've been too fixated on, oh, it's not fair and it's hard and everyone else gets to eat dessert, so why don't I? Or I'm out with my friends, so I just feel like having some cupcakes, so I'm just gonna do that. It's that mindset and that identity that kept making me trip up and going back to this habit that I'm not even supposed to have. And now I've switched it, and now this is what I believe and how I speak to myself every single day. Oh my God, I love myself way too much to inflame my body with any of these foods just because to other people it's normal. Another example, I am the type of person who loves to work out. I feel stronger after every single workout. I feel so much more confident and so much more connected to myself knowing I literally got out of bed and did the hard thing of going to the gym and working out and moving my body, because I always show up for myself. Like, that's how much I love me and I've got me and I support me no matter how I'm feeling. When I'm grocery shopping, I love my body so much, of course I would read the ingredients on anything I'm about to buy, because it matters what I'm consuming and how I'm taking care of myself versus just thinking, oh, this is unfair, other people don't have to do this, so why do I? All of those little shifts in statements and beliefs and the way that I speak to myself has made me feel more confident and more self-assured, and just made the whole process of this goal way easier, because I'm normalizing this new mindset and lifestyle to myself rather than fixating on how I've lived before and how easy it was before. And finally, step number 10, forget your feelings. You know why? Because your brain, all it wants is comfort and familiarity. And the reason that you have a goal right now is because you've never achieved it before, right? Whether it be getting your dream body in the gym and being consistent with it, or eating really healthily because you've always struggled with it. If all your brain wants is comfort and familiarity, it's trying to drag you back to the person who never had those things. And I know the phrase forget your feelings sounds so harsh and so mean, but I want you for a second to remember every single time your brain has told you, I'm scared, I don't want to do this, I don't feel like doing this, and you ignored it, and then things turned out so good, like so great. For example, don't talk to that person, what if they don't like you? then you end up being friends or you end up dating. Don't take that public speaking opportunity. What if you get embarrassed? What if you stumble on your words? Then you do it, you develop that skill, and you keep doing it over and over and over again. That's a personal example of mine. Oh, I don't want to go to the gym, but then every time you've gone to the gym, have you ever regretted it? No. If that's not proof that your feelings don't know what's best for you, I don't know what is. Ignoring your feelings and doing the hard thing in the moment, for me, always has made me feel 10 times better after I've done the hard thing versus 1% better because I ignored the scary feeling of doing it and I just stayed comfortable and like stayed sitting on the couch instead. Maybe just forget your feelings for the next 3 months. I'm just asking for the next 3 months. And then in January, let me know how it went. Let me know how you feel. Let me know if you are a more resilient, disciplined person that can make difficult decisions regardless of how you feel in that moment. You can always push through, get out of bed, go to the gym, eat the right food, no matter what. And that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please comment down below, let me know what your favorite step out of the 10 were. I'm gonna be reading and responding to the comments, which I love doing. I wanna give you guys just a thank you for being here. I feel like I've been doing this at the end of all of my main channel videos, but it's really hit me that I've been doing this for 2 to 3 years now, every single week, and that's a lot. That's a lot. We've developed such a great community, and I'm fully aware that so many of you have been here tuning in every single week for so long, a lot of you since the beginning, and I will never get over that. That is such a pinch me moment for me, so thank you. If you guys are curious what my lock-in looks like and you want to stay tuned with that, I'll be documenting it on TikTok, but also my YouTube vlog channel, which so many of you don't even know about. Go over there. I'm always documenting my routines and my lifestyle and me ticking things off my vision board over there. And also, I would love it if you went to the description and just checked out the links over there. I'm sure you're going to find something that's going to help you on your self-development journey, because that's what the description is all about. All the tools on there are helping you level up before 2026 and helping you lock in. Anyways, I will leave it there. I appreciate you so much, and I will see you same time next week for a brand new video.